Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a look at another spicy build of Dragapult that I've been looking at and also working on. And today we're going to take a look at Dragapult EX with Team Rocket's Crobat EX. This is a list that I've been eager to try for quite some time, and I've just decided to do my own take on it. And so far, it seems to work pretty well, and it's been pretty fun to actually play. So as per usual, in the description below there'll be usual links. There'll be the deck list, which is also available to copy in the description below. There'll be the games that we'll play, and of course the outro and what I think of the deck. So of course, as we know, it's the big bad Dragapult once again. But we are playing it with a different, shall we say, pseudo backup attacker entirely. We're playing it with the Team Rocket's Crobat, with the Biting Spree ability. Obviously, the Golbat also has a similar ability, but only puts it on one of your opponent's Pokemon. This does it to two of your opponent's Pokemon and puts 2 damage counters on each of them. So when you can imagine a bench of, let's say, 3 Dreepies / Drakloaks / Dragapults, a couple of Crobat, or a couple of Golbats which are ready to evolve into these, and also something like Monkey Dory, you can see where the whole damage spread is going to be quite problematic for our opponent. Now the attack Assassin's Return is not particularly great, but we can use Team Rocket's energy to get it going. Obviously, we do have the ability to use Dark Energy in here, but we're also playing a couple of copies of Team Rocket's energy, which is pretty useful. Obviously, we are playing a 4-4-2 line of the Pult. I wanted to try and fit at least a 2-2 line of the Zubat, Golbat, and Crobat. And then, of course, we are playing a Hawlucha in here just to add extra insult to injury. We're also playing a Budew, and we're also playing a Shaymin because we have quite a lot of low HP Pokemon, and Terrabox is very much a threat. Otherwise, we do have Bloodmoon for the late game, like in typical Dragapult lists at the minute. And other than that, that is pretty much the list. So let's go to the deck list, and let's have a look. And welcome to the deck list. So I did say in the beginning part you can play Monkey Dory in here, and I think I implied that I was playing Monkey Dory. I'm not. The simple fact is getting all those attachments, and obviously we need to make room for other stuff. You can put Monkey Dory in here with basic Dark Energy, it's quite easy to do. But I decided to go for a second Team Rocket's energy because, well, let's be real. It wouldn't be me if I tried to attack with the meme attack, wouldn't it? But obviously we do have the option to attack with a Crobat twice, at the very least. Obviously we can use Luminous, but, well, we don't have a basic Dark Energy in the list. We can also use Neo Upper on the Crobat, but, well, I'm not going to be using that. But honestly, it just gives us a little bit more flexibility, and also it's a decent attack anyway, and then we can recover it, put the Zubat back down on the next turn, and start going from there. So I'm just playing a 4-4-2 line of the Pult, a 2-2 line of the Crobat, 1 Budew, 1 Fez, 1 Shaymin, 1 Hawlucha, and 1 Bloodmoon Ursaluna. The only other thing this list could probably do with is a Latias, but I've not found the room for it. 4 Lillies, 3 Iono, 3 Boss, 1 Jacq, 1 Hilda, 1 Turo. As for item cards, we have Buddy-Buddy Poffin at a 4 count, 3 Ultra Ball, 2 Night Stretcher, 2 Counter Catcher, 2 Rare Candy, 1 Nest Ball, 1 Technical Machine Devolution, 1 Jamming Tower, 1 Artisan, 3 Luminous Energy, 2 Basic Psychic Energy, 2 Team Rocket's Energy, 1 Basic Fire Energy, and for our Ace spec, the Neo Upper Energy. Obviously, Team Rocket's energy can only go onto the Team Rocket's Crobat and stuff like that. So that will be the only use for that. But obviously, if we can get it going multiple times, it effectively heals itself. So we have a lot of options. And obviously, Lightning Weakness is actually not a bad thing to have. Like, compared to like Fighting or, Grass or anything like that. But having it as a Lightning Weak means it has a lot less chance of being one-shot unless it's obviously a big boy attacking. So we do have the option to heal with Assassin's Return and continue to, use the Crobat's ability and obviously the Golbat's ability to our effect. And obviously we can Candy into it if we really need to get some damage counters into play. But obviously ideally we want to be going Candy Pult for that. But honestly, this list has been quite fun to play, and I really do enjoy this. And to be honest, it's a spicy way of playing the deck. And, well, any excuse to play a spicy deck is good enough for me. So, let's go to some games, see how we do. And welcome to the first game. We've just paired into someone who's just, well, I say just started, lad. He's probably got a few games under his belt. Hopefully we're not going to, bully him too hard with this Team Rocket's Crobat Pult deck. I know someone from my locals who played this deck at one point, and it seemed pretty okay. Like, it did spread damage quite a bit. I was playing Cerulege at the time. and I absolutely bodied them, but, well, that's Ceruledge for you, I guess. Okay, I'm going to start the Zubat, but I'm going to bench the Shaymin, because obviously I don't know what I'm up against. I'll just assume a Bulbasaur, well, a Venusaur deck, which could be quite problematic. Because they play Wallies, which could be an issue. Obviously, we can Devo them, which would be pretty nice, and obviously we do have the option of doing so. But starting the Zubat's fine, because we can at least Luminous and attack and use the Poison Spray attack. Okay, sure. I'm going to take the win. That is technically a win, so game 2 it is, I guess. That's the second time on this channel that we've had someone concede because they didn't get to go first. Rather interesting, but, well, that's just how it is, I guess. I don't remember which video it was where someone actually did that. But yeah, very strange that people do that. Like, I get it. Some decks like going second, some like going first. You know? Oh, come on. I swear, I'm going to bring up this Bloodmoon in a freaking topic at some point. Like, this is like the... So I've played 6 games today, 4 of which I've started with a bear. Doesn't matter what deck it is, 4 of which I've started with a bear as a one-off. I'm just saying, PTCG Live seems to love starting the Bloodmoon, and I don't know why. It's very freaking annoying. And we've prized both our Zubats. Are you serious right now? Jesus, wet. We've prized one Iono, no Lilies at least, but I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. And before anyone says, attached to the Bloodmoon and pass, no. Because this card specifically states, if this card is attached to anything other than a Team Rocket's Pokemon, discard this card. Fun! And they get to Poisonous Musculature as well, and get the Binding Mochi. I'm sorry, but what is wrong with PTCGL today? I've started the bear 4 out of 6 games, and I've prized both my Zubats, so I can't even use my Golbat. It's ridiculous, honestly. Okay, there's an Iono. That's good. That's good. Obviously, Bloodmoon's going down this next turn, but maybe we can get set up. We can at least get that down. They don't play a benched attacker, I know that, but this is ridiculous. Like, genuinely, this is ridiculous. Both Zubats in the prizes is just crazy. And they're playing the Gengar. I think I know what list they're playing. They're playing Chef Husky's Mega 4, or Mega 4, Loyal 4, that's it. I had to remember it then. So essentially it's the Loyal 3, Okie Dokie and stuff like that, but you play the Mega Gengar. So this could get ugly, at least. But I'm kind of hoping that, you know, they whiff on their Grimsley's move, because that's another card. And, well, like I said, I don't think people should be playing Mega Diancie, Mega Gengar on the ladder. I don't think it's fair, because obviously people are testing. Oh my god, look at this board state. That is crazy. And of course they have the monkey attachment, because why would they not? It's going to be a long day, clearly. And a painful match as well, because like I say, they can just chain craze for the knockout. I'll promote the Dreepy with the without the energy. Like I said, what is up with PTCG Live? It just actively sabotages me today. And well, that's not helpful. We're so far behind. I can grab back the bear, I guess, but if they get Gengar, you know, I'm not going to counter catch it because they have the Petron, so it doesn't really matter. This is ridiculous. At the very least, I can use Bloodmoon later, but like, this is ridiculous. PTCG Live just seems to have it out for me today. And of course they have the boss for the Dreepy, why would they not? We love this we love this completely. The only way this potentially gets better for us is if... Oh yeah, they're going to put it on a Shaymin, fair enough. Shaymin's a useless card, and well, I don't play monkeys. What is up with this game today, honestly? Like, genuinely, what is up with PTCG Live today? Well, I'm just going to concede and go to a game 3. And well, if that match didn't show how much PTCG Live is actively sabotaging me, I don't know what will. Genuinely, like, this is why I'm going to be reducing my uploads past the next set, because I don't know how some content creators do it. This game drives me mad some days, genuinely. Like, the amount of issues, like, I'm sorry, but you would not prize both your Crobats, well, both your Zubats. You'll not have so much bad luck in your opening hand. Like, the amount of bad luck that I get on this is so unreal. In person, you know, you do have those games where you have bad starts and stuff like that, which is fair enough. But at the same time, like, it just goes to show how much a game can actively try and sabotage you. Double Turo Forest. This is not going to be fun, whatever it is. And they're going first as well. So yeah, this is not going to be fun because they have double Turo. They can just heal whatever they like. There's a Crobat, but hopefully we don't prize any other Zubats. Genuinely, this is why we need not PTCG Live, we need something else that actually works properly. Because like I say, you would not have that much bad luck. And starting Bloodmoon so many times as well. That's another thing. The amount of times I've started Bloodmoon is ridiculous. But at least we've not started it in this game. Like I said, this is my 7th game of the day. And I've started Bloodmoon 4 times. It's crazy. Genuinely, it's crazy. The only time I didn't was in, I think it was a Hydreigon video I did earlier. But it just goes to show, doesn't it? There's a pass, that's good for us. There's Hilda, that's useful for later. So let's go for an Artisan. We can get ourselves a Zubat down. Let's have a look at the prizes. So we've got 1 Crobat in hand, so that's fine. What about Neo Upper and Energy and stuff like that? We've prized one of our Team Rocket's Energy. Other than that, it doesn't look too bad. And then we'll Lillies. Get a fresh hand. That's fine. Get a turn attachment onto this Dreepy. Pass. See, they're even reminding me that I start Bloodmoon so much to put it in my hand. Like, it's a one-off card. I'd understand if it was like, you know, multiple copies. Like if you're playing like a Bloodmoon Ursaluna, I don't know, Fortress EX deck. I'd understand that, but like when you're playing it as a one-off, the amount of times you start it is concerning on PTCG Live. So I suspect we're facing Venusaur EX, or Mega Venusaur. And we are. Okay, that's going to be an issue then. It could be worse, I guess. Like, it's not the end of the world, but it could get ugly if that's the case. But let's see what happens. Like I said, they're not really done much. Like, they've just pretty much sat around. Like, there's an Ultra Ball. They can get a Chikorita down. There goes one of those Turos, which is good. And a Toedscool. And there's Chikorita. Okay, that's fine. And Lillies, that's fine. It'd be nice if we got a Candy top deck. There's a Forest. They can start doing their thing and like evolving their dudes. Ivysaur. Bug catching. They get the Meganium. Do they have the Bayleaf? No, doesn't look like they do. That's fine. We'll definitely take that. Okay. Nest Ball to Thin first. So I think we want to grab another Zubat. So I'll evolve here and then Iono. Because then we get more value off the Drakloak. Okay, that's pretty good. I'll evolve this one. Because we could get Candy into Pult. Well, Ultra Ball into Pult is what I meant, but whatever. And speaking of the devil, we can actually grab Crobat here. Oh, we should have... never mind then. So now we can go Neo Upper. Rare Candy Pult. Ultra Ball U and U. We can grab a Team Rocket's Golbat. Evolve to the Golbat. We use Sneaky Bite, put it on the Chikorita, and then Phantom Dive. 5 onto the Chikorita, 1 onto this Teal Mask. Nice. Good start. Much better than the previous, that's for sure. We can get this Team Rocket's energy onto this Golbat as well, which is pretty useful. You can also Turo up this guy if we need to. Like, we have that option. There's the Venusaur. That's going to be the problem child. So you're 110 HP underneath. So that's something to bear in mind. We've got the Drakloak in there, but that's fine. We have to at least Drakloak draw. We can Turo this Golbat, as I said. Put down the Zubat again, and then evolve this Zubat into a Golbat. And put some damage into play. They need to put a single prizer in front of me, though, because... Well, they need to put this Chikorita in front, genuinely. Like, this is their best option, is put the Chikorita in front. They don't seem to be doing a lot, though. Like, they've Teal Danced. They can do a decent bit of damage with the Teal Mask. But because of the ping that we did, we do at least have that option. There's Shaymin. Shaymin doesn't stop Dragapult's damage counters, and I don't think they realised that. There's Bug Catching. They get the Bayleaf. Did they recover the Meganium? They... In fact, no, they didn't have a Meganium, did they? They would have had it when I Iono'd, thinking about it. They could potentially take a knockout with Teal Mask here, I think. Let me think. So 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270. No, they're short. Ultra Ball, they're going all in on it. I think they can get there, though, with 4 energy on the Teal Mask. Which is a problem, but we will deal with it. Let's see what we can do. At the very least, we can attack with Team Rocket's Crobat, if needs be. It's not the end of the world, and like I said, we do get the Sneaky Bites in. So, you know, well, it's not called Sneaky Bite, but I'll just call it Sneaky Bite, because it's easier. They're now trying to decide what to discard. But let's see what they do. Because like I say, if they do take out the Pult here, it is quite bad for us. But we will gloss over that. So 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270. If they put another Grass on it, they have the knockout. But I think they're either rage quitting or they are just slow playing. I'm running into a lot of slow players on the ladder recently. It's very annoying. They have a lot of recovery, I've just noticed. I've seen double Turo plus Scoop Up Cyclone. This is crazy work. Genuinely, this is crazy work. They need to grab Meganium here. But something tells me they've actually rage quit. And yep, they have. That's fine. That would have been a pretty rough matchup with double Turo plus Scoop Up, but still. That's a win for us at least. Let's go to a game 3. And welcome back. That would have been a messy matchup is all I'll say if they'd have took out that Pult. But thankfully they didn't, so that's at least something. But still, we managed to at least get ourselves going, and we did get to use the Golbat at least, but we've not used the Crobat, which is quite disappointing, but, well, that's just what happens. And remember, the Crobat's attack is a you may effect, so you don't have to do it. Do you want to go first? No. Not today, please. In fact, no, I think it is actually a discard all attached. I don't remember the Golbat's, well, the Crobat's effect. There's that many different effects to remember in Pokemon, you tend to forget some of them. We do at least have a good start in hand, though. Like, we're going second, we have the Iono plus Luminous. Are up against Lucario. Okay, that should be fine. This should be an okay matchup for us. Like, we have the option to Devo, is the nice thing. And obviously, Lucario's quite big, so we can just Phantom Dive and start doing some damage to their board. And set up stuff, so we have a lot of options here. There's a Nest Ball. What are they going to grab off this Nest Ball? Like I said, they only really need Solrock and Lunatone in the opening stages of the match. And speak of the devil, do they have an energy for the Riolu? They have a fighting Gong. They could get an energy. Let's see what happens. They get an energy instead of a basic. Sure. Do you have the Lunatone? Because if you don't, that feels weird. You'd rather get the draw, wouldn't you? Or is it just me? I don't know. But hey, at least we got to use the Golbat last game. That's at the very least. And they don't attach. Interesting. So we'll Ultra Ball the Fez and the boss. Grab ourselves another Dreepy. Attach to one on the bench. Iono. We need a fresh hand. This hand is dead. There's another Buddy Poffin. Excellent. So now we can do a proper price check. So we'll do you and you. So we've got one Jacq in hands. That's fine. We've got both Golbats and both Crobats. That's good. We've got rid of one boss, so that's fine. We've got both candies in the deck. We've prized our basic fire energy. Oh no, basic fire's there. That's fine then. Other than that, pass. Not a bad turn at all, I'll be honest. We have the option to devo the Lucarios if they get a bit too scary and stuff like that. Like, we can do that. Same with the Makuhitas. Of course, they have the Lucario. Why would they not? And Aura Jab. Sure thing, Chief. So, what do I promote? I think I'll just promote a Zubat. Because I can at the very least boss the Makuhita and stall for a bit. So we'll evolve you. Recon. Well, we'll definitely take that if you're going to offer. I would love Counter Catcher here so I can Counter Catcher the Makuhita. I don't want to boss. Okay, that's pretty good. I can thin with the Artisan at the very least, so that's something. I'll just grab a Dreepy, it's fine. Then we will Drakloak. Candy's nice, but doesn't really get us anything. Neither does Poffin, but Candy's more usable. So we will evolve to the Golbat. I will use Sneaky Bite, put it on the Fez, because we can at least do that. Okay, Nest Ball fail. Fez is in there. I don't really want to use Fez, but I don't really have much of a choice right now. So I'm going to have to Fez for 3. Okay, that's not great. Pass. This could get ugly. That's for sure. This could very much get ugly. Ideally, next turn, I would love to see Crobat. So we can go... If he knocks out the Zubat, that is. So we can go into the pool. We can Crobat the Riolu and the Makuhita. And I've got Maximum Belt. That's a problem. Maximum Belt plus Mega Brave. Okay, that's bad. That's really bad. Lunacycle for some draw. We might have to just suck it up and lose a Dragapult. If they can get Hariyama for the Fez, that's really bad. We could Gust. How many Riolus are you playing, man? That's 4 Riolu. You don't need 4. And Heave Ho Catcher for the Fez. That's why I didn't want to put the Fez down, but I didn't really have much of a choice. Our only other option is we promote the Golbat, we then attack with the Crobat if we can get an Ultra Ball. And we can do that, is what I'm thinking. We can then pick up the Crobat and leave a single prize board state is my idea. That's my thought process anyway. So now they can accelerate more energy onto their board. Because then at least we soften it up for a Dragapult. I think, honestly, folks, that's our line. It's not much of a line, but it'll do. Okay. So evolve you. I'm going to attach the Team Rocket's energy in advance. Is there anything I want to get out of here? Not particularly. Iono. Like I said, I think this is our lane. Okay, that's not particularly helpful. But we do still have Recon Directive Draw. Okay, there's Ultra Ball. That's good. Ultra Ball these two. Grab Team Rocket's Crobat. Yeah, you may put this into your hand, which we will, because then we can put a single price board state. So, we can bench the Hawlucha here, but I don't think it's worth it. So we'll evolve into the Crobat. And we'll use Biting Spree. So we can put 20 on the Riolu, and we'll put 20 on the Lunatone. So then we will Recon Directive. That's more usable right now. Recon Directive, we'll take the boss. I can bench the Hawlucha here, which I think is fine. We're going to do you and you. And then we will Assassin's Return. I will put the Crobat back in hand. I will promote the Hawlucha. It's not much of a line, folks, but it's a line. Because we are 20 short off of the Lucario. Because on the plus side is Crobat can at least put it onto the active, as can Golbat. So we have the options here. It's just getting a bit rough. We could be okay, though, for the most part. Because obviously we're getting rid of their max melt here, which is good. We could be okay here. Switch. Okay, that forces us to boss, which is fine, because we can just Drakloak into Dragapult. It's not the end of the world. We can actually get a lot more damage onto the board as well. They could also go for Mega Brave here and set up, well, Aura Jab, and also set up their board. So we need to take out this Lucario this turn. We need to take out this Lucario. There's no sugarcoating it. We could win this game, but it's going to be tough, is all I'll say. It's taken them a long time to decide on their move here, which is odd. But I suppose you do you. So you're at 220, so we need to put the Golbat down. Or the Crobat down, sorry. Okay, so we'll promote the Drakloak without any energy on it, because we want maximum value off our Neo Upper. There's a Luminous, that's fine. So we'll Recon first. There's Ultra Ball, so we get it. So we can go Ultra Ball away Golbat and Buddy Poffin. Grab our Pult. And we just kind of have to hope our opponent doesn't have it, which I know that's a bit copium, but what choice do we have, folks? So now we can use Biting Spree, put 20 on the Lucario, and we'll put 20 on the Lunatone. We can then boss the Lucario, put down the Zubat, Recon. Diva's nice, Bloodmoon's better. At this point, Recon. We'll take the Crobat, because at least we can Rare Candy that. And they will Phantom Dive. We'll put... Let me think. We can take out Lunatone here and take 4 prizes, and I think that's correct. I think it's correct to take out Lunatone here. So we take 3 prizes from the Lucario, 1 from the Lunatone. Now all we need is boss for game on the Fez. And hope they don't have enough Premium Power Pros to do it. They need 2, which they've not played any, so I'm not surprised if they have it. But at the very least, we put up a fight. That's the important thing. There's attachment to Fez. How many bosses are we down? There's one of their pros. They could still get it, though. They have Fez plus Mew. They need to Mew first, though, for maximum value. They can also Artisan to Thin. They need just one more, and then they win. I'm not going to be too bummed if they win, because we did at least put up a fight. And they've got the Gravity Mountain. That's game. Okay, now you're just BMing. GG's. Even though you're still BMing, but, well, that's just players for you, unfortunately. Shame on the loss, but, well, that's just what happens sometimes. I'll take that loss, given that we could at least use the Crobat that game. So, what do I think to the deck? This is not a bad build. I do think it's a bit clunky, is all I'm going to say. Obviously, because we ideally want to be using Crobat as an attacker as well, we are going to have to play at least one copy of Team Rocket's Energy. I think 2 is a little overkill, but I think 1 is fine, personally speaking. But honestly, this list felt pretty okay. It just felt, as I said, very clunky. It didn't feel like it wanted to do too much. Another thing as well is I think it needs to play Monkey Dories. This deck needs to play Monkey Dories, I think. Straight away, I would cut one of the Team Rocket's Energy, shuffle around the supporters a little bit, put in some monkeys, and 1 Dark Energy, I would say. 1 basic Dark Energy. That's probably one of the first things I'd do with this list. But honestly, it felt pretty okay, outside of feeling a bit clunky. But honestly, this deck does have some potential, but I don't think it's the best variant to play right now. Anyway, I'm going to leave it to it. Really hope you enjoyed seeing Dragapult Team Rockets, with Team Rocket's Crobat, and I'll see you next time.